happy, be healthy, be your best. Be your best.
All right, so it's fall.
Be happy.
Winter is going to start this next month. And before you know it, it's going to be January 1st. Now, in my experience, on January 1st, there is a large amount of the population that decides that they are going to do a New Year's resolution to lose weight. And I personally don't do New Year's resolutions, but I've seen a lot of my clients do that over the years. And unfortunately, the track record is that they usually change their diet. They start out at the gym, really, really good intentions, and then it falls flat. And then they're wishing that they had started back in September and they realize that, oh, here we go. It's another spring. I haven't lost the 10 pounds I gained if they celebrate the holidays, or maybe they long standing have had weight that they want to lose. So losing weight is a big issue. And there's really a lot of components that are involved in it. There's a lot that has to do with emotion, because with emotion, a lot of the minerals get used up in the body by stress, and then the digestion falters. And when the digestion falters, then the gut inherits a lot of things that haven't digested properly. And then, unfortunately, the way that that system works is a lot of those toxins get sucked out of the large intestine back to the liver, and then they get stored in fat cells. So one of the things that we always look for is, where is the digestion not working properly? A lot of times there's not enough acid in the stomach. Other times there's not enough enzymes being produced by the pancreas. Sometimes the gallbladder is not working efficiently, which then lends itself to fats not breaking down properly. Okay. There's a lot that goes on there. That ties in with prebiotics, probiotics. What's the bacteria ratio in the gut? A lot of things that can be looked at. But I just wanted to share an experience with you that I had with one woman. And it has just stuck in my mind over the years because it was pretty dramatic, but it showed how when you take care of foundational aspects of the body, that weight loss goes from being a struggle to being something that gets accomplished. And it isn't always just this, I don't like the word diet. For me, the first three letters are die. And a lot of times that's what somebody feels like when they're trying to do it. And then a lot of times that's why they can't stick with it. So I prefer to think of it as lifestyle changes, because if you can do lifestyle changes, then you not only can lose weight at a rate that is sustainable, but not gain it back. And in the process of doing those lifestyle changes, you've actually done a base improvement of all the body systems. And so that just lends itself to success. So let me get back to this lady. I had a lady come in a number of years ago, and she had a lot of acne. She was about 45. She had a lot of acne. She was very much overweight. She was just miserable. She was tired, a lot of bloating, a lot of gas, just miserable. And she had just tried every which way to lose weight. So I approached it with her from the standpoint that I just talked about, as far as let's not worry about losing the weight. Let's see if we can find out what's going on in the body systems and see if we can get your body as a whole to have all the organs, glands, and systems working together to get you to your ideal weight as a byproduct of improving your health. And so I scanned her and I asked the usual questions. And one of the questions that I usually ask is, how regular are you with as far as going to the bathroom? Because a lot that has to do with weight is about what goes in, what goes out, and what's left behind. And she said to me, oh, I'm very regular. So I went on to the next question. I had questions like, how much water do you drink? If people are dehydrated, their body is just not set up for success with weight because there's nothing to flush toxins out. So that's one of the questions. And then it's, what's your diet? How much are you doing in the way of gluten, dairy, sugar, corn, soy? Those are kind of my 5 big bad boys, because GMO corn is viewed by the body as plastic. And when a lot of the gluten in this country is so elastic that the body just doesn't like it. corn, yeah, the GMO plastic, soy messes with the hormones. Dairy, a lot of times, is coating the villi, and sometimes they can do dairy in the form of sour cream, heavy cream, and butter because it's just fat. But a lot of the milk components can cause a problem. So we went through all of that, and something was just bothering me. The more I talked to her, it was like something was wrong. Okay. You just kind of get this gut feeling when you've worked on people for years. And all of a sudden it dawned on me. I said to her, what do you mean by regular? And she looked at me and she goes, well, I go once a month. I just about fell off my chair, literally. I was in shock. This woman was having a bowel movement once a month. It told the whole story. Okay. That told me that her whole digestive system was jacked. It told me that she wasn't drinking enough water. It told me that she had so many toxins in her system that she was poisoning herself. And it also explained why at her age she had so much acne, because the body was using the skin as an escape hatch to try to get rid of some of the toxins. It explained why she didn't sleep well. It explained why she had headaches. Everything fell into place when she said that. And so I tactfully let her know that once a day is kind of the minimum. Even more than that's better. And we went through her diet. We went through how much water she was drinking. And we figured out that she needed some hydrochloric acid to break down protein better. She needed some pre-meal enzymes to prime the gut for digestion. She needed minerals. She had a lot of stress in her life for a couple of years. And that had lent itself to her bank account being bankrupt when it came to minerals, which the stomach needs to make acid and pepsin, and the pancreas needs to make enzymes. So that's why she needed the supplementation. Needed some prebiotics, probiotics. Her bacteria in her system, her teeter-totter was not 85% good, 15% bad. It was more like 99% not good and 1% good. So we just went through how to do all that, came up with a simple meal plan for her as far as where to start, just taking out some of the ones that through scanning showed up that they were really problematic, and customized some homeoenergetics, kept it simple. And she went home, and I was supposed to see her about 12 weeks later, about 3 months later, because it's kind of a construction project when you're working with that much that's going on in the gut, and it's going to take a while for everything to start working together. So about 3, 4 months later, this lady walked in. I didn't even recognize her. It was the same lady. I didn't even recognize her. And she started yelling at me. Okay. I look back, it was really funny. It's all your fault. I'm just so upset with you. I'm so angry with you. And first I'm trying to figure out who is it. And then when it dawned on me who it was, I didn't recognize her because she was so different. And then she got this great big smile over her face. And she did one of these things. I had to buy a whole new wardrobe. She had lost 30 pounds. She was now pooping once, twice, and 3 times a day. Her skin was crystal clear. She was sleeping well, had energy. This woman was happy. And what had she done? She had changed her diet, drank more water, used acid and enzymes, pre and probiotics, lifestyle changes, started exercising mildly, just walking, went through the whole list. She followed through on the actions, the lifestyle changes, and over a period of 4 months had completely transformed her life. And that was just one of those visits and one of those things where it was so gratifying to see somebody latch on to the basic things that she needed to do with her body and then have such dramatic results from consistency, doing the reps, following through. And even though it was somewhat difficult at the beginning, getting it to the point where the changes that she needed to make just became routine. She no longer even had the craving for sugar. She didn't have the craving for junk food. It really was just a really gratifying experience to have her have those results and to see that her following through on what her body asked for changes made it where her body just went yahoo and ended up cleaning up and doing exactly what it needed to do. So she had a new wardrobe, she had a new figure, she started dating again. And, but you know, the biggest thing is I knew that as much as I saw the changes on the outside, that the changes on the inside were even more profound. Her blood test showed that all kinds of things had come back into range. She literally had extended her lifeline as far as how long she would live by making those choices. So I just look forward to encouraging you in the days ahead with how you too can manage weight loss, diet, supplementation in a way that brings for you the same kind of changes. Some of you probably just need some mild changes. Some of you may feel like you just need to do a complete construction overhaul. Whatever it is and wherever you're starting, your end goal is possible if you cooperate with what the body needs and you do the reps and you actually take action to make the lifestyle
Be
changes.
healthy, be